Hi guys, so today we're actually going to be talking about the next step in the writing process. We're going to assume that you have your idea, that you know what you're going to write about, and now you just got to kind of put it all together, sort of, just kind of figure out how it goes. That's obviously going to be the oh so important outline. That's right, outlining. I'm recommending outlining because nearly everybody needs one. There are some writers, such as myself, who can't write with an outline, but I'll get into that a little bit later. First, I want to go over, a good outline and how to get it done. The big thing with outlining is you just want to make sure you have all your points. You want to make sure that you get the high points, have a good idea of who's going where, why they're going there, make sure everything is in order. Honestly, I obviously can't say a lot about outlining because I can't do it to save my life. My brain doesn't work that way. If I do an outline, I usually get really, really bored writing the book. So I'm not an outliner person. I don't do all the outlining stuff. It takes away the fun for me. But not to say you shouldn't try it and shouldn't do it. I actually recommend to everybody that they at least try to do an outline because it does make it much more structured, a lot less, editing down the road when it comes to plot, because if you write it off the top of your head like I do, you're going to change a lot of things as you go, and then you got to try to remember what you changed, and you got to go back and change it, and it can become a real headache sometimes. For me, it works. For some people, it doesn't. That's why everybody's got to figure out their own process. Some have to figure out how to outline. Others just have to learn how to write. It's just the way it goes. So a good person to look into if you're looking for outlining is obviously Jenna Marisi. She knows her stuff. Kim Chance is another good one. I think I've recommended both of them on one of my other videos. They're both really great writers. They both know what they're doing, and I'd recommend checking out their video on outlining. They can give you tips and tricks how to do it a lot better than I could. But what I do recommend, irregardless of whether you outline or not, is to keep a book journal. Now, this isn't an idea journal. A lot of people think that's going to be an idea journal. No, this is far from an idea journal. What a book journal is you're going to write down all the stuff that's important in your book as you write it. Because even with an outline, things might change. And if they change, you have to try to remember them. So what I do is I keep my book journal. I keep all the names. I keep all the descriptions. I keep everything important about each important character in my book journal. That way, if I have to go back and reference, instead of trying to go back in the manuscript and flip through different pages, I am able to just go through and look at my book journal, and I can remember, oh yeah, they had, dark hair and they were warriors and cynical or something, give a little bit about their past, kind of have just character profile on each important character as you go. Keep the names down. Any character that gets a name, I usually reference in my journal. I build a map. Build a map. Doesn't matter how bad it looks, build a map. It'll help you keep your sense of direction, because I've beta read stuff for people where they literally, they start going north and they head, east and south and west, and so they actually wind up in a corner, in a big circle, but somehow they're somewhere else, and it's like, you got to know which direction you're headed. Doesn't mean you can't change direction, obviously, in the story, but you got to know which direction you're headed first. That way you can get them where they're going and then change direction. It's one of those things that you can't screw up. You screw that up, readers are going to tear you apart. It's that simple. But no, I recommend looking into an outline. Check out those other two vloggers. They're on YouTube. They're awesome resources. Do some research. There's gobs and gobs of people out there that tell you how they outline and what works for them. Everybody's different. The big thing is experiment with it a little bit. Learn. You just got to learn. You got to try it and learn and fail and try again and just keep at it, sort of thing, It's not hard. It just takes time to figure out what exactly works for you. I guess that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they don't want to put in the time. But if you don't want to put in the time, there's no point in being in this game, because it's a slow-moving train, let me tell you. But it's definitely worth it if you're willing to. So, bit of a rant there. Went off on a tangent. I don't outline. I write just right off the top of my head. That's what works for me. It works for some people. Doesn't work for others. A story is a story. Doesn't matter how it gets written. It just matters that it gets written. So I hope you guys, found something useful in this video, or at least found it a little entertaining, if nothing else, watching me ramble on about nothingness. So if you like it, hit the subscribe button or hit a like or something on the way out. I'll post videos every Tuesday. school schedule allowing. Gotta love college. See you around, guys.